You're standing on top of a giant magnet right now, and weirdly, you've never felt it once. It's also drifting. It's flipped upside down before. Multiple times. Nope, not a conspiracy theory. Just an average day for planet Earth. This is the real reason your compass always points north. The story starts over 2,000 years ago in ancient China. Someone found a strange black rock that could grab metal without touching it. Naturally, everyone assumed it was magic. This rock is called lodestone, and it's naturally magnetized. For a while, people used it for fortune-telling, not navigation. A sliver of lodestone floating on water in a simple bowl. It would always drift and settle, pointing the same direction, no matter what. It took centuries before someone realized this rock could actually help you find your way. In 1600, a scientist named William Gilbert had a much stranger idea. What if the compass wasn't pointing at something outside the Earth? What if the Earth itself was the magnet? Gilbert didn't just guess this, he built a model to actually test it. He carved a giant lodestone into a perfect little sphere. He called it a terrella, basically a tiny fake Earth. Then he placed miniature compasses all around it. Every single one lined up exactly like real compasses do on the actual planet. It was one of the first true experiments in the history of physics, and it proved Earth wasn't just near a magnet. Earth was the magnet. But that raised an obvious question. Why would a giant rock be magnetic? The real answer was buried almost 3,000 kilometers under your feet. At the center of Earth sits a solid ball of iron under insane heat and pressure. Around that sits a thick layer of liquid iron, constantly churning. Think of it like a pot of soup that never stops boiling, for billions of years. That churning liquid metal generates electric currents, and moving electric currents create magnetic fields. That's just physics. Scientists call this the geodynamo. It's less a rock and more a planet-sized power plant nobody ever built. That magnetic field stretches thousands of kilometers into space. It's called the magnetosphere, and it's basically Earth's invisible force field. It blocks dangerous particles blasting off the sun. Fun fact, without it, the sun would have slowly stripped away our atmosphere, like it did to Mars. Here's something almost nobody knows about their own compass. It's not actually pointing at true north, it's pointing at magnetic north, and those are two different spots. Even weirder, magnetic north moves every single year. Right now, it's sprinting from Canada towards Siberia. Not slow continent drift sprinting, actually sprinting, about 50 kilometers a year. That's fast enough that GPS systems and airport runways have to be recalibrated. Yes, airports quietly renumber their runways because the magnetic pole refuses to sit still. But pole drift is nothing compared to what's happened before. Multiple times in Earth's history, the North and South poles have completely flipped. Every compass needle would have pointed the exact opposite direction. How do we even know that? Ancient lava rock, basically. Snitched. When lava cools and hardens, tiny mineral grains freeze into place, like a compass needle permanently locked, pointing whichever way the field was at that exact moment. Geologists can literally read frozen lava like a diary of ancient magnetic flips. The most recent full flip happened about 780,000 years ago, which raises a fun, slightly unsettling question. Are we overdue for another one? The field has actually weakened by about 9% in the last 200 years. That doesn't mean panic. Reversals, if they happen, take thousands of years, not hours. So here's the actual answer, start to finish. Your compass points north because you're living on top of a planet-sized dynamo. One that's been spinning liquid metal for over 4 billion years straight. It drifts, it's flipped before, it'll probably flip again someday. So the next time you check a compass or your phone's map app, you're not just reading a direction. You're getting a status update from a molten metal engine, thousands of kilometers under your feet.